तरह पहला आई वॉन्ट स्कूल यू लिटिल फ्रेंड्स। दूसरा मोस्ट ब्यूटीफुल लैंग्वेज सिटिंग इमोशनलेस। ये तीसरा था। चौथा माई फ्रेंड्स जोक्ड। पांचवा वाइवा ला फ्रेंड्स। दूसरा पेज द लास्ट सेशन क्रैंकी। दिस इज द स्टोरी ऑफ अ फ्रेंच बॉय नेम्ड फ्रैंक. He dislikes studying French and hates his teacher M. Hamel. One morning he was in great dread of scolding as he did not learn the lesson on participle. When he reached his school, he found there was silence all around. The students sat at their desks silently. M. Hamel did not scold friends for coming late. तीसरा important points. The story of a French boy, French dislike studying. दूसरा पॉइंट है hates his French teacher M. Hamel. तीसरा पॉइंट है one morning he was in fear, didn't learn participles. चौथा है reach school and found French is banned. फिर नेक्स्ट है एम हेमल ब्लेम्ड एवरीवन फॉर नॉट लर्निंग फ्रेंच. नेक्स्ट है टोल्ड द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ मदर टंग. फुल रिविजन. पांचवा है ही वॉज वेयरिंग हिज ब्यूटिफुल ड्रेस which he never wore except on inception and prize days. Villagers were also present in the class. Everybody looked very sad in the class. Then M. Hamel told that the order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. French get shocked to hear this news. He felt sorry for not learning his lesson. They suddenly start learning French. He developed liking for his teacher M. Hamel. M. Hamel blamed everyone for not learning their language, including himself. He said that the French language is the most logical and beautiful. Chhatta language in the world. He asked his people to protect their language. According to him, language is the key to the prison. One must preserve their mother tongue. सातवां French. M. Hamel. Yours, cranky, emotions, path and important. फिर आठवां पेज important words. Child labor, poverty, stolen childhood, ambitions, desires, deprived background. नौवां पेज है lost spring, stories of stolen childhood. साहेब ई आलम. The writer Anis Jung highlights the plight of deprived children of Simapuri. It is a place which is not looked after, no sewage, no drainage or running water. Survival in Simapuri means rag picking. Garbage to them is gold. Here gold means a 1 rupee coin, a 10 rupee note or a pair of torn shoes. Thus, the writer meets with a rag picker boy named Sahib E. Alam who migrated from Bangladesh and lives in Simapuri. They could hardly manage some food for survival. The writer finds Sahib working barefoot. The general explain is that it is not lack of money but a tradition. However, she is not sure. One day the writer finds Sahib holding a steel canister going towards milk booth. He tells that he got a job at a tea stall for 800 rupees and all the meals. The writer noticed that he has lost the freedom of being his own master. 11वां पेज important points. पहला है अ बॉय साहेब ए आलम सॉरी is a rag picker of Simapuri. Next point, hardly manage food for survival. Next point, garbage to them is gold. Next point, work barefoot, no draining facility. Next point, Sahib got a job at a tea stall for 800. नेक्स्ट पेज पे है इम्पॉर्टेंट वर्ड्स। हजार्डियस मतलब कि डेंजरस। डिंगी सेल्स मतलब डर्टी एंड डार्क। फिर है नेक्स्ट फर्नेसेस मतलब भट्टी। पोवर्टी मतलब गरीबी। चाइल्ड लेबर मतलब चिल्ड्रन वर्किंग एट अ फैक्ट्री। नेक्स्ट पेज पे है मुकेश। दिस इज द स्टोरी ऑफ अ बॉय नेम मुकेश हु लिव्स इन Firozabad, which is famous for bangle making. This profession is a hazardous one. The workers have to work in furnaces which have extremely high temperatures. The cells are dingy without air or light. The dust from polishing the glass of bangles affect the eyes badly and often causes blindness. Mukesh is different from his family. He has a dream of becoming a car mechanic. नेक्स्ट पेज पे है इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स। पहला है स्टोरी ऑफ मुकेश हु वर्क्स एट अ बैंगल फैक्ट्री इन फिरोजाबाद। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट हजार्डियस प्रोफेशन इफेक्ट्स द आइज बैडली। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट हैज़ अ ड्रीम ऑफ बिकमिंग कार मैकेनिक। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट बैंगल मेकर्स are compelled to live in a miserable life. Next point है he wants to go to garage and learn car repairing. The bangle makers could not organize themselves because of the fear of being beaten and harassed by the police. They are compelled to live a miserable life due to the Sohukars, the middleman, the policeman, the bureaucrats, the bureaucrats, and the politicians. Next page, Deep Water by William Douglas. फियर मतलब डर। फिर है कॉन्कुअर मतलब विन। फिर फोबिया मतलब डर। ड्रॉन मतलब कि डूबना। विल पावर का कुछ नहीं लिखा है यहाँ पे। फिर नीचे लिखा है डिप्राइव मतलब कि पता नहीं क्या लिखा है, नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, देख लेना अपना। फिर लिखा है इनहेल एक्सेल टेरराइजिंग ब्रेथ। नेक्स्ट पेज पे है कैलिफोर्निया फादर। द राइटर हैज़ अ फियर ऑफ वाटर। YMCA dash pool dash big boy dash almost drowned him in October dash few years later dash get an instructor dash put a belt around dash 5 days a week dash don't exhale dash inhale dash repeated exercise 2 times dash Lake Wentworth dash DAUG dog Capron feat achieved. Next page है long answer. The writer tells about his fear of water and how he conquered it. When he was 3 or 4 years old, he would go to the beach in California with his father. The waves knocked him down and swept over him. He got frightened and a fear of water developed in his mind. A few years later, he joined YMCA swimming pool where he was thrown into the pool by another boy 18. 18 साल का था वो. He tried hard to came up, but he could not do so. It almost drowned him. The experience death closely. Next page. He had developed phobia of water. It deprived him of the joy of canoeing, boating, and swimming. So he decided to overcome his fear. He got an instructor and started learning swimming. The instructor the instructor put a the instructor put his sorry कहाँ गया The instructor put a belt around him and a rope attached to it. He taught how to put his face under water, inhale and exhale. The author repeated he exercised hundreds of times. He participated 5 days a week, an hour each day. Finally, William had learned swimming, but he was not satisfied, so he went to and different lakes and islands. All last, he repeated the feat of dog Cameron by diving in the warm lake and swam across. He had overcome his baseless fear of water. He realized that death is peaceful and it is the fear of death that is terrorizing. All we have to fear is fear itself. नेक्स्ट पेज पे है अशोका मिल्ट्रा, a Tamil writer. Job cutout, newspaper clipboard, book My Years with Boss, बुक का नाम है शायद My Years with Boss. Pancake dash brand name of makeup dash makeup Swan ऐसे कुछ लिखा है डैश incandescent lights. नेक्स्ट पेज पे है एसएस डैश कोथामंगलम, नीचे लिखा है वसन डैश सुब्बू डैश लॉयर डैश ऑफिस बॉय डैश पैनकेक डैश जेमिनी स्टूडियो के नीचे लिखा है मोरल री अर्मामेंट आर्मी, उसके नीचे पोएट स्टेफन स्पेंडर. वसन के ऊपर लिखा है अशोका मित्रन. नेक्स्ट पेज पे है लॉन्ग आंसर. Asoka Mitran, a Tamil writer, tells about Gemini Studios, where his work was to cut out newspaper clippings and store them in files. He performed an insignificant work, but he was the most well-informed member. The makeup room of Gemini Studio was like a hair-cutting salon with half a dozen large mirrors and is in 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 incandescent lights. The actor and actress had to wear too many lights on their faces in makeup room. According to him, heaps of makeup was used to turn them into ugly looking creatures. There was an office boy whose task नेक्स्ट पेज पे है इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट. पहला है अशोका मित्रन टेल्स अबाउट द स्टोरी ऑफ जेमिनी स्टूडियो. नेक्स्ट है मेकअप रूम वॉज लाइक अ हेयर कटिंग सैलून. नेक्स्ट है सुब्बू वॉज लॉयल टू स्टूडियो हैविंग ग्रेट क्वालिटीज. नेक्स्ट है स्टूडियो होस्टेड अ ग्रुप ऑफ international performers. Next, Stephen Spender also visited there but could not connect due to language. Next है was to slap point onto the faces of players at the time of crowd shooting. He was a poet and joined in the hope of becoming an actor, screenwriter, director, or a lyricist. He always looked frustrated and blamed Subbu for his troubles. He thought that he had greater talent than Subbu, but he was given a chance because he was a Brahmin. Kothamanglam, Subbu was a man of great qualities. He was tailor-made for films. He was a resourceful person known for his hospitality and creativity. He also did poetry. He was loyal to the Gemini studio and his boss that made him number two. He worked for the story department with a lawyer who ended the bright career of an actress by recording her voice when she was getting angry with the producer. Later, he also lost his job when, when the boss closed the story dep. Gemini Studio hosted a group of international performers called Re-Armament Army. Their palettes and message their plates and message were simple, but their sets and costumes were so impressive. The scenes of the scene of sunrise and sunset of Jotham Valley were used in Tamil plays for many years. Another quest, another guest, Stephen, Stephen Spender visited Gemini Studios where he could not connect due to linguistic barriers. No one could identify him after a few years. Asoka Mitran showed his name in a book, The Encounter. He wanted to participate in a short story competition organized by the Encounter. नेक्स्ट पेज पे है टॉपिक अ थिंग ऑफ ब्यूटी बाय जॉन केट्स. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a moment quiet for us, a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flower born to bind us to the earth, split of despondence of the inhuman dearth, DERTH, of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways, made for our searching, yes, in spite of all, save some shape of beauty moves away the pall, PALL, from our dark springs, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady moon for simple sheep, and such a daffodils with the green world they live in and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. The mid forest brake, rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, and such too is a grandeur of the domes we have imagined for the mighty dead, all lovely takes that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink, pouring onto us from the heaven brink. About the poet John Keats, 31 October 1795 to 23 February 1821, was an English romantic poet who devoted his short life to the perfection of a poetry marked by vivid imagery, great sensations appeal, and attempt to express a philosophy through classical legend, Keats focused his writerly attention on understanding, exposing, exploring beauty for Keats all. The next page है important words, word meaning और synonyms. वर्ड है बोवर, इसका मीनिंग है कॉर्नर ऑफ गार्डन. सिनोनिम्स है आर्बर और पर, PERGDA. फिर है वर्ड है रेथिंग, WREATHING. वर्ड इसका मीनिंग है माला बनाना. सिनोनिम्स है ट्विस्टिंग एंड कोइलिंग. फिर वर्ड है डेस्पोंडेंस, इसका मीनिंग है मायूसी. सिनोनिम्स है डिजेक्शन. फिर है वर्ड है दर्द, DERTH. इसका मीनिंग है अकेला कवि. इसका सिनोनिम्स है लेक एंड स्कार्सिटी. वर्ड है ग्लोमी, इसका मीनिंग है उदास. सिनोनिम्स है सैड. फिर है वर्ड है पाल, PALL. इसका मीनिंग है कवर और इसका सिनोनिम्स है ब्लैंकेट्स एंड वेल. रिल्स है, इसका मीनिंग है छोटी धारा. इसका सिनोनिम्स है ब्रुक्स एंड क्रीक्स. फिर वर्ड है ग्रैंडियर, इसका मीनिंग है शान. सिनोनिम्स है ग्लोरी एंड मैजेस्टी. फिर वर्ड है इमोर्टल, इसका मीनिंग है अमर. सिनोनिम्स है एटर्नल और एवरलास्टिंग. फिर वर्ड है ब्रिंक, इसका मीनिंग है कगार और सिनोनिम्स है एज. नेक्स्ट पेज पे है ब्रेक डैश अ क्लस्टर ऑफ स्मॉल ट्रीज कवर्ड डैश छिपने की जगह हाइड आउट. नेक्स्ट है पॉइंट्स है हाईलाइट किया गया कांस्टेंट सोर्स ऑफ जॉय एंड प्लेजर. इसके कुछ पॉइंट्स है. पहला है नेवर फेड्स कीप्स ऑन इंक्रीजिंग. नेक्स्ट है गिव अस पीस एंड प्लेजेंट शेल्टर. नेक्स्ट है वी सफर फ्रॉम डिसअपॉइंटमेंट. नेक्स्ट है लेकिंग गुड ह्यूमन क्वालिटीज एंड नॉर्मल नेचर्स. नेक्स्ट है थिंग्स ऑफ ब्यूटी रिमूव द curtain of darkness. Next है sun, moon, trees and daffodils, flowing streams, musk, rose flowers. Next है stories of brave soldier and our ancestor. फिर नेक्स्ट है ब्यूटी ऑफ अर्थ इज ऑफ डिवाइन ओरिजिन ऑफ इमोर्टल. फिर नेक्स्ट पेज पे है क्वेश्चंस है. पहला है हाउ कैन माइटी डेड बी थिंग्स ऑफ ब्यूटी. नेक्स्ट है मेंशन एनी 4 थिंग्स ऑफ ब्यूटी दैट ऐड जॉय टू योर लाइफ. नेक्स्ट है what objects of nature does Keats mention as source of joy in his poem A Thing of Beauty. Next है what makes human being love life in spirit spite of all troubles they face. Next है what does the Keats consider an endless fountain and why does he call it immortal. नेक्स्ट पेज पे है रीड द एक्सट्रैक्ट गिवन बिलो एंड आंसर द क्वेश्चन दैट फॉलोज. नेक्स्ट है पोएटिक डिवाइस. पहला है मेटाफर्स में है बोवर, स्वीट ड्रीम्स, फ्लावर्स, बैंड, पॉल, एंडलेस फाउंटेन्स ऑफ इमोर्टल ड्रिंक. फिर है अल्ट्रेशन, इसमें सम शेप ऑफ ब्यूटी स्प्रोटिंग अ शेडी मून फॉर सिंपल शीप एंड सच आर ऑफ डिफोडिल्स. फिर नेक्स्ट पेज पे है इमेजरी। इसके अंदर है अ फ्लावरी बैंड सच द सन द मून स्प्रूटिंग अ शेडी मून। फिर है ग्रीन वर्ल्ड। फिर है कूलिंग कूलिंग कवर्ट। नेक्स्ट sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. Next endless fountain. Next pouring into us. फिर नेक्स्ट पेज पे है इन्वर्जन। इन्वर्जन के डैश लगा के है आर वी रेथिंग। फिर है रिपीटेशन ऑफ नोबल नेचर ऑफ द ग्लोरी डेज। फिर है ऑक्सीमोरन। ऑक्सीमोरन में है माइटी डेड। फिर है एंटीथेसिस ट्रीज ओल्ड एंड यंग। फिर है असोनेंस इट लवलीनेस इंक्रीज इट विल नेवर। फिर है राइम स्कीम AABBCCDD। फिर इम्पोर्टेंट वर्ड्स में है वेगाबोंड। वेगाबोंड का मतलब होता है वंडरर आवारा। फिर है रिसॉर्ट। रिसॉर्ट का मतलब होता है कुछ बुरा करना जब कोई चॉइस ना हो। फिर है पेडलर या फिर पेडलर। इसका मतलब है समवन हु सेल गुड बाय ट्रेवलिंग फ्रॉम। फिर है कंपैशन मतलब काइंडनेस दया प्लेस टू प्लेस काइंडनेस दया। फिर है क्रॉफ्टर वन हु वर्क्स इन अ स्मॉल फार्म। फिर है एरोगेंस मतलब घमंड। फिर है बेचारा। फिर है मोडेस नरम। फिर है लॉन्ग आंसर। दिस इज अ स्टोरी ऑफ रेट rattle rap seller who leads a very poor and sad and monotonous life. He has to resort to thievery and begging to survive. One day he was struck by the idea that the whole world is nothing but a rattle big ratter rap. It offers riches and joys, shelter, food, heat, and clothing, exactly as the ratted wrap offers cheese and pork. Pork. The world has never been very kind to him. One evening, he reached to a cottage of an old crofter and I asked for shelter. The crofter gave him a shelter and food as he was happy to get someone to talk in his loneliness. Next morning he stole the crofter money which he had earned by selling cow's milk. The peddler chose a path through the forest to protect himself, but soon found himself in the dense forest. He heard a sound of hard, regular thumping and found a forge. He asked for shelter, but the ironmaster mistook him as an old friend. He invited to his house. The peddler rejected the offer due to the fear of being cuffed. The ironmaster sent her daughter to bring him home. Her daughter Edla talked to him very politely and showed sympathy with him. She called him captain and offered him a fur coat. The peddler accepted the offer, but when he reached the home and got ready, he got cuffed. The ironmaster got angry at him and asked him to leave, but Adela stopped him and showed compassion. She convinced her father to allow Peddler to celebrate Christmas together. They met the next day after Christmas. The ironmaster and his daughter visited the church. They come to know that a man with the red wraps had stolen money from a crofter. They started repenting but found that the peddler gifted a small letter wrap to Adela. She found a letter to thanks and stolen money inside the red rattle wrap. He thanked Adela for her kindness, and requested her to return the stolen money to Crofton. नेक्स्ट पेज पे है पॉइंट्स टू रिमेंबर। पहला है अ पुअर सैड एंड लोनली रेड ड्राफ सेलर। नेक्स्ट है ही थिंक्स दैट वर्ल्ड इज अ बिग रेटर रैफ्ट। फिर नेक्स्ट है ही वेंट टू अ कॉटेज ऑफ क्रॉफ्टर गॉट शेल्टर एंड फूड। फिर नेक्स्ट है स्टोल क्रॉफ्टर मनी एंड रैन अवे थ्रू फॉरेस्ट। नेक्स्ट है गॉट ट्रॉप्ड इन फॉरेस्ट वेटिंग फॉर हिज डेथ। Next है found a forge. Ironmaster mistook him as an old friend. Next है invited by Ironmaster daughter Adla. Next है Adla showed compassion, love and sympathy. Next है Adla Ironmaster come to know about his reality. Next है he gifted a letter wrap and 30 kroner. नेक्स्ट है काइंडनेस लव चेंज अ थीफ। नेक्स्ट पेज पे है पेडलर मतलब अपॉर्चुनिस्ट। ह्यूमरस मतलब कि चोर। बेगर, ठीक है। फिर है ऑब्जर्विंग मतलब कि परसेप्टिव, पेडलर के बारे में, ठीक है। फिर है क्रॉफ्टर, लोनली था, फ्रेंडली था, काइंड था, नेफ था और जनरस था। आयरन मास्टर, ओनर ऑफ रमजस आयरन वर्क, एरोगेंस, वेल्दी, इम्पल्सिव, काइंड, नॉट फुली aggressive. Adla, generous, wise, kind, compassionate, thoughtful, modest and shy. नेक्स्ट है 2 पॉइंट है थीम। गुडनेस इन अ ह्यूमन बीइंग कैन बी अवेकेंड थ्रू अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड लव। नेक्स्ट है गुडनेस इन अ ह्यूमन बीइंग कैन बी अवेकेंड एट एनी टाइम विथ योर ओन गुड डीड्स। फिर नेक्स्ट है फुल स्टोरी गिस्ट। इसमें पॉइंट है अ पुअर रेटर रेप सेलर थीप बेगर एंड अलोन। नेक्स्ट है ही थिंक्स द होल वर्ल्ड इज अ बिग रेटर रेप। नेक्स्ट है वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ बेट्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कंफर्ट of life. Next है that drops was into the retter rap of the world and leads a miseries. फिर है was offered shelter by an old crofter. Next है stole crofter money earned by selling cow's milk. Next है run away found himself trapped in the forest. Next है find a shelter at a forge of iron master. Next है Iron Master mistake him as an old friend, invites him to house. Next है peddler reject but accept daughter offer. Next है Iron Master identified him but daughter invite him for Christmas Eve. Next है Iron Master daughter came to know the peddler is a thief. Next है they repented and thought he would have stolen all the things. Next है peddler gives daughter a letter to thanks. Next है groundness can be awakened at any time.